sucks. Yeah, the storyline they could have done better, and the fact that they
Oh, now you're admitting it, huh?
Now that the fact that they took out the puzzles kind of pissed me off, because
there were still puzzles, but they were insultingly easy. That's what I hear.
I always liked the puzzles for the Resident Evils.
The puzzles in Resident Evil 4, yet again, were insulting to the mind how easy they were.
Yeah.
Like, you remember the one in that castle where you have to assemble the little puzzle thing?
Yeah.
That's so easy. All of them are easy. But, continue with what you were saying.
But, like, I hate how they took out, like, they only had, like, a few puzzles in Resident Evil 5. They kind of...
One of my biggest problems with Resident Evil 5 is the inventory system. Why? The attaché case, people didn't like futzing around inside the attaché case, but at least, like, if you were about to die, if you had, like, a little bit of health left, and a fucking chainsaw-wielding retard was about to cut your freaking face off, or head, whatever. Your face and your head all at the same time. You know, you could stop and get health and then kill him.
Yeah, but they're trying to make it more realistic.
It's more realistic while a chainsaw-wielding guy with a sack on his head now... Well, he had a sack on his head the first time, but I'm just babbling, I guess. But it's realistic to have him just stop around all this bullshit around him and just mess around.
Well, what do you want him to do?
Well, it's just so not cool how they do that. Like, you could about to die and you go to get health and then you get killed. It's not fair.
I'm sorry. Here's a good metaphor. Okay, say this guy is stabbing you and you're about to die.
Yeah.
You can't hit a pause button in life and then go through your inventory.
Why
get a bandage and just slap it on you and then go, okay, we're good. Okay, let's go again.
But they sacrifice fun for realism. That's the problem.
No,
like Mario.
realistic.
Mario, arguably one of the best games ever made. Mario, the original Mario games. Were those realistic in the slightest? Okay.
No.
You got a bunch of clouds with eyes. The hills have eyes. You know, you're a plumber jumping around, killing turtles with your fat ass.
Look, I mean, these games are like, you know, they are fantasy games, but they're fantasy in a realistic setting.
But they just didn't have to be so realistic that it made the game frustrating.
Oh, come on, it's not frustrating.
It is frustrating.
It makes it more strategic.
More strategic. Makes you want to fucking throw your controller at the TV more, maybe.
You gotta use your head more.
Yeah, well, video games aren't supposed to be about using your head. Video games are supposed to be mindless fun.
Well, of course.
Not all games.
Not all games, no. But
some games are mindless fun. Some games aren't.
But how could you say that you're going to have fun with something where you don't even have to think, really?
Well, it's just, I don't know. They didn't have to be so incredibly realistic that it just makes it not fun. The graphics were good, though, weren't they?
Except for the fact that Chris is on steroids. Other than that.
He's on steroids. And he's got melons that he's hiding inside of his arms. Somehow.
Dude, his arms are so
the graphics weren't just good. They were eye-popping. Like,
yeah, they had pretty damn good graphics. I mean,
you sound so mellow about it. Yeah, they were good.
No, they were pretty damn good.
What game has the best graphics?
Can't really say.
I used to say BioShock, but now that game's getting a little old and the graphics are aging. You remember when the 360 first came out, and when Dead Rising was the first game I ever played, and I saw the graphics, and they were like, holy shit, those graphics are amazing. And now all this time has passed, and I look at them and like, what the fuck, were they living in the Stone Age? I'm like, God, they're awful.
That game was really fun to fuck with.
Yeah, it's fun, but there were so many problems with Dead Rising I don't even want to count.
I like the lawnmower, though.
The lawnmower?
The lawnmower.
Yeah, but why does everything break? Is it really realistic when you're hitting a zombie with a bowling ball, and then after you hit him like 10 times, the bowling ball kind of disintegrates?
Well, eventually it's going to break. I mean, over time.
A bowling ball? Hitting a person?
Crack enough skulls with a bowling ball.
If you lay on the floor and I drop a bowling ball on your head will crush, like, no doubt.
Well, of course, but the bowling ball is eventually going to get weaker and weaker and weaker.
Maybe over a span of 20 years, possibly. Come on, it would not just disintegrate.
It's going to break eventually.
A bowling ball. Have you ever went bowling?
Yes. Yes, I have.
Yeah, well, I used to live right next to a bowling alley back in Brooksville. And those, I remember them to be heavy, and if I tried to break it, it would never break. I remember that.
I don't know, dude. Everything's got durability.
The best. What's the best weapon? The katana. You never hit them.
My katana was the katana was my favorite weapon.
What? Yeah, but you always just hit. Mostly, you just cut the air.
It's so awesome when you slice through
Yeah,
them.
and when you slice through them, that's cool. But it's hard to hit them.
Oh, kinda.
Like if you could lock on with like the plasma sword. What's it called? Is it called energy sword, plasma sword, in Halo?
Plasma sword.
It's a lightsaber ripoff, basically. But I don't know. They should make it where you can lock on. That would be cool.
I guess kinda. But you're facing mobs, so locking on wouldn't really help.
It would help a lot because you wouldn't miss so much, and it wouldn't make you lose 2 more ounces of brain.
Yeah, but you're fighting mobs, so you constantly have to be like moving.
Remember when I saw that game, and I saw how many zombies. I was blown away how many zombies there were. Then I saw Left 4 Dead, and there's definitely more zombies. There's this guy on the internet that did a mod for the PC version, where he made where he was the only one playing. There was no other people with him. He had infinite health, and all he could use was a pistol. And he made it to where there were like millions and millions and millions of zombies, and they never stopped. They always kept on coming, kept on coming. It was the most cool looking thing ever. Because there were so many zombies, you couldn't see anything except zombie faces at you. It was awesome. I wish I could do that.
Wow.
What about BioShock? How much do you like that game?
That game was awesome.
Yeah, but that's all you've said is that game was awesome. What about it?
I
Was
like
awesome?
all the powers. I like the
plasmids.
The storyline.
The best. My favorite character in the world is Frank Fontaine.
Wow.
Atlas turns out to be Frank Fontaine. I don't know. He's just so colorful and funny. Well, no, maybe he's my third favorite. My favorite character of all time is the Joker, no doubt.
The Joker's awesome.
Yeah, you kind of
especially with the way Heath Ledger
played him. Well, duh. If you played him like a retard who's just hitting himself in the head with a hammer, it wouldn't be good.
Heath Ledger did it perfectly. He played the Joker.
Who's gonna play him next? Are they gonna raise Heath Ledger from the dead?
They can't find anyone to replace the Joker.
They're gonna have to bring him back because there's nobody else. I mean, the Penguin is gonna be stupid if they try to do that. The Riddler is too close to the Joker, so they'll be kind of stepping on the Joker's toes. Yeah. So what else can they do? They killed Two-Face, which I thought was retarded. Why did they do that? That was great. Wasn't his face just awesome?
Yeah, the way they did his face was the shit.
Yeah, but what are they gonna do now? They have to bring him back.
They don't got Two-Face. They don't got the Joker.
They can't do the Penguin because it'll suck.
The Penguin's a joke.
The Penguin. Did you see Batman Returns? The Penguin. He was all right, but he kind of made you not want to look at him. He was so disgusting.
Yeah.
And he was just gross. Catwoman they can't do because, well, it's Catwoman. Come on. So who else can they? The Riddler maybe, but he's too close to the Joker.
Yeah.
Like he's basically the same character except a question mark.
Like
wow.
They could probably do the Riddler, but he'd have to have like someone with him because it wouldn't just be the Riddler.
Well, yeah.
He's not like.
But who else would it be? Isn't there other Batman villains that we can't remember?
There's like.
Oh yeah, the Ice guy.
Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze.
But have you seen Batman and Robin? That movie was an epic fail.
Oh, it had Poison Ivy, and that one like muscular.
That movie is a candidate for worst movie of all time.
Really?
It really is.
Well,
you don't like that, do you?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
The Governator. He's the Governator now. I am the Governor. I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm gonna shoot you with my machine gun. Next, he's gonna be the Presidentator. No, that sounds terrible.
No, please. No,
Why?
no Arnold Schwarzenegger for president.
He can't anyway. It doesn't matter.
I gotta get going.
You do? Okay.
It's 9:30.
It's 9:30 now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, you might as well say hi to YouTube because you're gonna be on it.
Hi YouTube.